Well, they finally did it. They finally nerfed Incineroar. If you're wondering why this is a big deal, Incineroar is the single best Pokemon of all time. It has been for like almost 10 years. And despite the fact that it is the single best Pokemon of all time, they continued to buff it generation after generation of new Pokemon. Now you may be wondering, Wolf, how do you know that Incineroar got nerfed? Like there hasn't been a new game released yet. And the answer is that I got to play Pokemon Champions early. This is a very cool opportunity for a number of reasons, but in part because the very first thing I did was go to Incineroar's move pool and take a little look around. One of the recent buffs that Incineroar received in Scarlet and Violet was access to the attack knockoff, which is just an incredibly good move. It does a ton of damage and takes away your opponent's held items. And while it was true that Incineroar had access to this move before, it wasn't normally a move you could use except for very specific tutors, which didn't often show up until the end of a game. However, in Pokemon Champions, Incineroar no longer learns knockoff, at least not at the time that I played early. It's possible that an executive will see this short and realize that there was an oversight, but I'm personally hopeful that this was an intentional decision. If you're wondering how big a deal this is, I would say that it matters quite a bit. Knockoff is just an incredible attack that, like, even when it's not being used to do damage, you can still use just for the secondary effect of taking away your opponent's items. And when you consider that there's now a lot more counterplay to Incineroar thanks to the new items, the Clear Amulet and the Covert Cloak, I suspect that Incineroar will feel less oppressive in Pokemon Champions. I learned a fair bit more about Pokemon Champions, including things that have even bigger impact than the Incineroar nerf, and I actually just posted a full long-form video about that. I'm going to be making a lot of videos when it comes to Pokemon Champions, so if you want to see them, make sure you subscribe. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye.